So what would happen if you ate celery or drank celery juice every single day? Now, there's so many amazing foods that create very cool effects on your body, and celery is one of them. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of emphasis on using foods to handle body problems. I mean, if you take a look at Wikipedia, for example, there's all this missing information on the benefits of using celery for various health conditions. I mean, I'm going to put the research down in the description below, but basically Wikipedia basically says it does nothing. There's no research, et cetera, et cetera. But the problem with Wikipedia as a source of information is they're not really focused on truthful information or correct information. They're focused more on the majority opinion or who has the loudest or persistent voice. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. What I have found is you take what everyone agrees on absolutely as truth, especially in the area of health. And you're going to find the truth is more in the exact opposite direction. But let me get back to celery. One stalk of celery is only like 20 calories. It's 95% water. So you really only have 5% nutrients, but that 5% can create some really cool effects. In fact, before the 16th century, celery was used as a medicine, not as a food. It was used in Arabic countries. It was used in India, China. So celery goes way back. There's this very interesting compound called 3N-butyl phthalates. And this phytonutrient relaxes smooth muscle, okay? So it helps you lower your blood pressure. It helps with asthma and bronchitis. If the coronary artery is constricted, it can help to vasodilate that and help get more oxygen and blood flow to the heart muscle. This compound also helps any type of muscle spasm in the body. So if your muscles are very, very tight and spasmodic, celery juice can help you. So if you compare that compound and its effect with certain type of medications for blood pressure, a lot of the blood pressure medications make you end up feeling fatigue, lightheaded, and even forgetful. And that has to do with what those medications do to blood flow in your brain. So it basically can help you lower your blood pressure without any side effects. That's cool. And it also has an effect on cortisol. So if cortisol is lowered, you're going to feel calmer. You're going to have less anxiety. You're going to have better sleeping. So a good time to have celery is like right after dinner. And sometimes I replace that with my salad. So sometimes I won't have a salad. I might have 4 or 5 or 6 stalks of celery. And sometimes I'll add peanut butter and sometimes not. But I'll make sure that the peanut butter is organic because of the pesticides. And one point about celery, celery is unfortunately one of those vegetables that comes with a lot of pesticides, at least 15 different pesticides. So always consume organic celery because you don't need all those chemicals. All right, the next cool effect that celery or celery juice has on your body is in the kidney. So celery or celery juice can decrease your risk of getting kidney stones. It can help dissolve kidney stones. It can also help dissolve uric acid crystals, as in gout, because it actually lowers uric acid. So in one study, just using like 34 milligrams of celery seed extract 2 times a day created a significant improvement in pain. It was like 68% less pain. And celery seed extract also works with osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. So it creates a significant reduction in pain. And I think one reason it works in gout is it's a very good alkalizer. And anytime you change the pH of your urine to make it slightly more alkaline, the uric acid crystals cannot be formed. So these crystals basically don't get formed and you don't have gout pain. Celery is good to help decrease the risk of stroke and also recovery from a stroke, probably because it relaxes the smooth muscle and in your arteries, as well as increasing circulation. All right, apigenin. This is another phytonutrient in celery that has a very powerful effect on your blood sugars. So anytime you're going to improve blood sugars, you're going to make insulin more sensitive. You're going to improve conditions like insulin resistance and all the other effects that happen when you improve that, like weight loss, less fatty liver, improved heart, better energy, and the list goes on and on and on. Apigenin is a very powerful anti-inflammatory. So celery can help get rid of inflammation. And of course, that's going to help arthritis and rheumatoid and things like that as well. And there's also some research on that compound increasing neurogenesis, which is the regrowing of nerve cells. All right, moving right along, I found another study that drinking celery juice improves eye strain, okay? So let's say you're in front of the computer all the time and you have tired eyes. Celery juice can help, as well as improving blurred vision. In another study, I found that certain compounds in celery juice have a similar effect to milk thistle as liver protection. And that's pretty cool. Milk thistle has very powerful hepatoprotective properties. It can protect the liver cells from poisons, toxins, medications. Well, apparently celery has a similar effect, which is very cool. Also, celery can increase bile flow, helping you produce more bile. Celery juice is very antibacterial, it's antiviral, and like I said before, it's alkalizing. So if you have too much acidity, that could be a problem. So let's say, for example, you're doing a prolonged fast and you're on the ketogenic diet and you have like massive ketones and your pH is too much on the acid side. Celery juice can help alkalize you. Now, I'm going to put a link down below to help you identify if you're too alkaline or too acid. Celery juice also has higher amounts of sodium, but it's nothing to worry about. It's not that significant. And in addition to that, you have higher amounts of potassium. So the potassium and sodium ratios are really good with celery juice. And this is why it's really good for fluid retention, edema. It's good to hydrate you. It's good to balance your fluids. It's basically a good electrolyte. So in summary, if you were to start consuming celery or celery juice on a regular basis, you're going to notice your kidneys are going to be healthier. You're going to have less gout, uric acid, and arthritis. You're going to sleep better. You're going to have less stress. And overall, you're going to feel very relaxed. Now, one point I want to bring up about celery juice when you're fasting, because the sugar content in celery juice is so minor, so you're not going to have to really worry about the celery juice bumping you out of ketosis if you're going to drink a small amount of it. And especially if you don't add things like apple juice or carrot juice or a little celery juice either in the morning or during the day, I think it'd be a really great thing to do for your overall health, even if you are doing fasting. Now, if you haven't seen my video on consuming whole lemons, I think that would be a really good next video to watch. Check it out. I put it right here. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below.